Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you what we got at the NARBC show at Tinley this year. I added to projects that I wanted to, and I completed getting into a new project. As usual, I also got things that weren't ball pythons, so let's just start showing them off. The first thing that I picked up at the show, I'll probably never breed, and it's not a snake, and that would be this adult male breeder Crested Gecko. I just kind of wanted a big Crested Gecko. He's a pretty hefty unit here. He likes to run and jump out of my hands and make me have a heart attack. Really cool guy. I did it for fun. It was actually a pet for my wife, so I really like their eyes and stuff like that. I think Crested Geckos are super cool. They're very easy for a reptile to take care of. I would definitely say, well, I don't like using the word beginner. Someday we'll make a video on that, but it is certainly one that is on the easier side when you compare them to other reptiles. They can be squished, that's for sure, and they like to jump, and they'll jump to their detriment, I feel. When they're bigger, I think that they're a little bit more able to take a bit of a fall, I guess. There's nothing like holding one of these. I don't know how to explain it. It's like holding silk. Moving on to our next, and actually a ball python, or two. And that would be these two animals, which have a lot more hiding under the hood than they are letting on. At first glance, it looks like I have a normal, which happens to be a male, and a pastel, which happens to be a female. These come from Tom Harbing Reptiles, and we got a snake last Tinley from Tom Harbing Reptiles. Two snakes, actually. You might see where I'm going with this if you follow the channel. That would be because these are double het Monarch G-stripes. I am very excited to add more to the arsenal for the Monarch project, and then also, actually, I just realized I got into two recessives because G-stripe I had none of, and now I have G-stripe Monarchs. Well, hets. So, double het Monarch G-stripe with pastel as well. Pastel Monarchs are actually very nice in themselves. I'm really excited. Couldn't be more excited, honestly. These fit very well into my future plans. 3-4 years from now, I'm gonna be pumping out some Monarch combos and some double hets too. I'm just really excited if you can't tell. Monarch is such an awesome gene. The colors that it does, the cleanliness that it does, that doesn't get talked about. Those brown mahogany purplish colors, there's so much you can do with Monarch. There's so much that hasn't been touched yet. There's a lot of directions that everyone can go, and it's really exciting to be there at this level of a project. Monarch is new frontier, and I love that. I love exploring things and finding out what works, and so far a lot works with Monarch. Next up, from Bill Hughes, I got this banana pastel pied. It is a breeder male. He's actually already locked once for me. He's very good. This one I got just because the last time I produced banana pieds, it was on a loan from someone. I just wanted to get my own now. So now I can make my own banana pies. I actually don't know if this is a female maker or not. I'm sure it would have been marked if it was. I'm assuming this is just the normal banana genetics and whatnot, which if you don't know about, you can check out our video on that. But again, this was just more or less just kind of a means to an end. I wanted a breeder ready hide of some sort with some extra genetics in there. I was kind of hoping for Enchi, but I will gladly settle for a pied male that is ready to go and is going to be able to make me some cool banana pieds. These are more than just pet quality too, in a way. People can produce these and also sell them as well if that's their aim, or if they just want a cool looking pet. But a really cool boy. I like what pastel and banana do in the pied. Honestly, it's very bright, but yet contrasting with these nice little purples that come in. And I'm excited to get him to work, and very excited that I added him into my little team. Next up from Gunlock Exotics would be this massage gun. No, we'll move on to the next animal, but I'm serious. This is from Gunlock Exotics. Our second to last animal that we picked up is not a ball python, but it is something that we're going to be adding in the future, and this is the first step. And that would be this absolutely stunning albino 66% het sable and axanthic Conda hognose snake, otherwise known as the Western hognose or the Plains hognose. This represents another project that we're going to focus on breeding that's not a ball python, and this is one that I am really excited to do. Little known story, but when I finally decided that I wanted to breed snakes, I very seriously considered breeding hognoses. Ultimately, I decided on ball pythons because there was so many morphs, but that takes nothing away from from Hognoses, and there's a whole bunch of morphs coming out for Hognoses. There's also a lot more line breeding in Hognoses, like for deep purples and reds. This is a very fast growing community, and I couldn't be more excited with this animal. Let's just talk about this animal. I didn't think I wanted Conda. Honestly, I like the patterns mostly. I chose this one because it reminded me kind of what Enchi does in ball pythons. There's banding on this, and it's a deep orange with this yellow tingy background. And then of course the all too familiar red albino eyes. There's everything to love about these animals. Their sassy little attitudes from time to time. The way they move around, the way they hood up and pretend that they're cobras. Heck, the way they feel is different. Now, Hognoses, if you really, really love them, do some research on them. Sadly, there are some places that you need a permit to keep these. Some places that I bet just don't even allow them. Now, the reason why you need a permit is because these are technically, there's no technically about it actually, they are rear-fanged venomous. Now you might think, why the heck are you free handling a venomous snake? I'm here to tell you right now that you don't need to worry. The venom in this is not that bad. It's akin to maybe like a bee, but they're also very uninclined to bite. Very uninclined, and being rear-fanged venomous is a huge benefit because even if they do decide to bite, they have to chew on you to get you. So I don't know, just don't let them try to consume you and you should be good. But look at this one's belly as well. It's like a purple belly. Hognose bellies are really cool too. I believe if this had been what they call a super conda, this would be stripped of all these beautiful bandings, and I believe the belly would be clean. Some cases I think the super conda might be cool, but in this case I'm very glad that it is just one copy of conda, which I think serves it very, very well. I am really excited for the future. I've already gotten her to feed so much. She's got such a good feeding response, and it's weird for such a smaller animal. You know, obviously it's much smaller than my ball pythons, even at birth. As you can tell, I'm really excited. And this isn't even the last snake that we have to show you. And finally would be the snake that I went there and planned for sure. I have been planning this animal for a while. And I am proud to say that from Canova, we have added this beautiful, unbelievable, bursting with colors animal. This right here is an Enchi blackhead lavender het pied. It is also possible yellow belly. There are oranges and yellows, and in between those whites, and they are bursting, and in between those are pinkish hues. And just look at the way the colors are presented. I got this animal because I ended up picking up this one at the Schaumburg show, which we have already shown off. This is an Orange Dream Enchi pastel pied het lavender. And at the time I got him because I wanted to upgrade my pied, which was just a pastel Enchi pied male. But then he came with the het lavender. I wasn't planning that, but he got the het lavender, and then that started me thinking. From Schaumburg, I said it would be kind of foolish not to take advantage of that. Well, I did. They will be paired in the future, and there are a lot of really cool results that I'm going to be able to get from this. The idea of getting super Enchi blackhead pied lavenders, aka dreamsicles, especially if this ends up being yellow belly, and getting the possibility of hitting some of those combos with and without blackhead. The amount of variety there, from something so bursting with color to something more dark. Back to just focusing on this animal alone. Just look at this animal, what everything lends itself to. The Enchi bringing in these bursting colors, the blackhead keeping it bold. And I've wanted blackhead for a long time now, and I wanted to bring it into pied. So this achieves so much because it gets me into a new project with lavender, getting dreamsicles, and not just normal dreamsicles, like awesome options. Getting some really cool lavenders, just some of these super Enchi lavenders that you see out there. They're just, wow, this really changes the game up for me. And if I can get a powerhouse male that I create myself eventually, obviously out of that, a double visual, you know, dreamsicle with, dare I say, all of it, you dream, right? Super Enchi blackhead, lavender, pied, maybe yellow belly, orange dream. And then where do you go from there? Well, I go for grails, pied grails at that, because I would already created the double. So then I put it to a clown, a visual clown, so I can get triple recesses. And then I go that route, trying to get as much in there. I don't stop. And then never say I got the Monarch too. What would that do? So I am so excited. Just looking at these colors. I don't even need to say anything. The blushing in between them, there is no semblance of black on this animal. For the outlines that normally be black have been turned into an orange. Absolutely bursting with color. It's so gorgeous. I couldn't be more excited. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, you can actually check out the whole show where we got these animals from in our walkthrough, which we'll post right here.